Hello everybody, I'm Chris Provost and I am at Disneyland, and today I'm going to tell you, break down everything you need to know about Genie Plus and how to do it for 2023. Because a lot has changed. Let's do this. That way you get the best vacation possible. Let's get on to it. Okay, so I already did a video about Genie Plus for 2022, and I thought that would be fine. We'd never have to do another one, but they've changed things. For 2023, they've changed things. It's completely different. So now we're gonna go through a whole new video about all the cool things you need to know about Genie Plus for 2023, how to plan your vacations. And if they ever do another update to it again, I'll make another video. That way you're always prepared to know exactly how to maximize your time with Genie Plus. Let's get started. Okay, so this video is going to have a lot of information. Here's what I'm gonna do. Down in the description, I'm gonna put chapters with like each little nugget of information. So that way if you get overwhelmed, you don't know what's going on, you can always, you can always almost go down and click on that and rewatch those certain parts over and over again. So that way you can always find everything you need to know about how to plan your amazing trip here at Disneyland. All right, so in order to get started, the first thing you have to do is you have to download the Disneyland app. You have to have the app. Without the app, you can't use the Genie Plus. So that's the number one thing. Make sure you download the app and have it ready to go. When you get the app downloaded, you're gonna wanna put all your information there. You can put like the credit card information. That way you can make mobile purchases and everything there. And then the other family members, you can all tie them to that Disneyland app, which is what you want to do. So if you got like a mom and a dad and their 2 kids, you can have all 4 of you under that app. So when you click on it, you can see all 4 of their tickets. That'll make the Genie Plus experience even easier. All right, so step number 1, download the Disneyland app. That's a must. The next step is there's 3 things that Disney talks about: Genie, Genie Plus, and individual lightning links. Now, what is Genie? Genie is the Disneyland app that we just talked about. You download that. It's free. You can use it. It'll help kind of plan your day. Nobody really uses it. It's not super effective. Like, for example, I'll say, oh, there's no lines here at It's a Small World. And then the next suggestion is like, Winnie the Pooh, there's no lines there. So it's having you walk around a lot. So it's not the most super effective way. So I'm not going to be talking about Genie at all during this particular video. I'm going to be talking about Genie Plus and individual lightning links. Genie Plus is what you have to, it costs money. It's $25 per person, $25 per person. So if you got a family of 4, it's $100 per day. So $25 per person per day to use it. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about, right now I'm gonna talk about how to purchase the Genie Plus. Then after we do that, I'm gonna talk about how to use the Genie Plus. Then after that, I'm gonna talk about how to use the individual lightning links. All right, so let's talk about how to buy Genie Plus. It's a little confusing. So let's just say if you're just buying it for 1 day, then the way that you buy it is you have to come into Disneyland and have your tickets scanned. Disneyland or Disney California Adventure. Once your ticket has been scanned and you're in the park, then at that point you can purchase Genie Plus, all right? You can't purchase Genie Plus before you get to Disneyland if you're only doing it for 1 day. Recap, it's confusing. So I'm coming to Disneyland for the day. The second I scan my ticket in, then at that point I can go in using the Disneyland app. I'm gonna go there and see where it says Genie Plus. I go down for $25. I'll be able to purchase it for myself and start using it. Now, let's say you are booking your trip and you book a trip with like Getaway today and you buy a 3-day park hopper pass. Can you pre-purchase Genie Plus? Yes, you can, but there is a caveat, a catch. You have to purchase it for all 3 days, like whatever your ticket is. If you're buying a 2-day ticket, a 5-day ticket, you have to use buy Genie Plus for all those days. So if I buy a 5-day ticket, so you come down with a 5-day ticket, I'd have to buy Genie Plus all 5 days if you want to pre-purchase the Genie Plus. What are the advantages of pre-purchasing Genie Plus? They're guaranteed if the price increases, your price won't increase. The last time I did this video, the price was $20, it's now $25. We heard rumors it might even go up to $30. So if you do pre-purchase it, you're going to save that money if the price increase. But if you're not sure you want to use Genie Plus every day of vacation, then you can buy it just individually. When you come in the park, you scan your ticket and buy it for that day. Whew. All right, now we just got through how to purchase Genie Plus. Okay, so now let's talk about how to use the Genie Plus. This is where I'm gonna have to sit down and try to explain this because it gets a little complicated, because I want you to be able to maximize your time using Genie Plus and make sure you're really getting your dollar's worth out of using Genie Plus. A lot of people aren't using it very effectively, and that makes you sad because you're paying a lot of money for it. So let's talk about how to use it. I need to sit down and find a good place so I can keep my thoughts going because it's a lot. All right, I think I found a good spot kind of by the Pixie Hollow. Let's talk about how to maximize and use your Genie Plus. Now, when you come here, keep in mind, this is only for Disneyland. I'm talking about Disneyland. Disney World, Walt Disney World, totally different. So we're talking about Disneyland. When you first come in the park, let's say you rope drop in the park. And what does rope dropping mean? That means you're inside the park when it opens. The park opens at 8, so you're on Main Street by 7:30. At 8 o'clock, they let you in. So you're rope dropping the park. I'm going to suggest this. For the first hour or so, do not use your Genie Plus. People are like, why? Don't worry, I'll explain why in a moment. You don't want to use your Genie Plus. You want to use that first hour. It's a golden hour to ride as many attractions. It's going to be hardly any line on those attractions. So ride as many of them as you can. Then, after, when the line starts getting a little bit longer, that's when you want to start using Genie Plus. This is where it gets confusing though, so let's break it down. Sorry guys, I had to stop and I have a little bit of a headache, and so I stopped and got a Coca-Cola. Maybe the caffeine will help the headache. So this next part of the video is going to be a little bit more complicated. You'll probably have to watch it a couple times because I'm going to go through multiple scenarios to tell you how to get prepared for this Disney trip using the Genie Plus. Okay, so let's say that you've waited an hour. You got here at Rope Drop from 8 to 9. You've been jamming right in. Now you want to start using your Genie Plus. So it's at 9 o'clock. I'm going to do different scenarios. I want you to imagine a giant clock right here, okay? So at 9 in the morning, I go in and make my first selection. I make my first selection for a Space Mountain. And Space Mountain isn't available till noon for another 3 hours. So from 9, it's 9, now it won't be available till noon. I cannot make another selection on my Genie Plus until after 2 hours has expired. So at 11 o'clock, I will be able to make another selection on my Genie Plus. So 11, I can make another selection. So a lot of times people do this. They'll get like they'll do a Genie Plus selection for like Space Mountain at noon. And then they think that they can't make another selection until after they've used that first selection. So they wait like 3 hours. You're wasting your time there. So what you're gonna wanna do is, it's gonna sound crazy, but to maximize your time, you're gonna wanna set an alarm clock. Like, so you at 9 o'clock, you make another selection for at noon. Set an alarm clock to go off after 2 hours to remind you that you can make another selection on your Genie Plus, so you're maximizing your time. Okay. Now let's talk about, but what if you make a selection for an attraction or ride and it's less than 2 hours? Let's go through all of that. So it's 9 in the morning, you go on Genie Plus, you make your selection for Space Mountain, and it's at 10 o'clock. It's at 10 in the morning. It's only an hour, so you have to wait an hour. Once you've used your selection, you can then go make another selection. So the people who really have maximized their time with Genie Plus do this. You're gonna go through on your phone, your app, you're gonna go in, you're gonna scan it in for Space Mountain at 10 o'clock, bing. The second you've scanned it in, you can make another reservation for attraction. You don't have to wait 2 hours. Once you've used it, you can make another one. So a lot of times people will do this. They'll make a reservation, so 9 in the morning, at 10 o'clock, Space Mountain comes up, I grab that. The second I scan it for Space Mountain and I'm walking to get on the attraction, I'll make another Genie Plus reservation. So I'm really maximizing my time. Yeah, so you can do that. You can only make one selection on an attraction. So once I've already ridden Indiana Jones, I can no longer go on and do a lightning lane for Indiana Jones. You get one lightning lane per day per attraction. So once it's done, if I want to ride Indiana Jones again, now I have to wait in standby queue. A lot of times people will do this. They'll get their Genie Plus, they'll go on to make it, they say they want to ride Indiana Jones, and they get on and it's like 10 in the morning and they can't get the Genie Plus for Indiana Jones till 4 o'clock. So they'll make it a reservation for 4 o'clock and then they don't use their Genie Plus for the rest of the day until after 4 o'clock. Just don't do that. You're wasting your money. You pay $25 per person. So you want to make sure you're maximizing your time and you have everybody linked together. You don't have to have each person in your party. You don't need like mom and dad and like little Sally and Jimmy all on their phones trying to make reservations. If it's all linked on the phone together, like the dad or the mom, if they have that linked together, they can make a reservation on Genie Plus for all 4 people at the same time. Okay, so next I'm gonna talk about individual lightning lanes, how to use individual lightning lanes, and I'm also gonna talk about what happens if you make a reservation and the ride breaks down, which you want it to. What? Don't worry, we'll get that in just a moment. Hey, I just want to take a quick little moment to do a little message here. I just want you to know that I know somebody watching this video right now is having a really good day and their things are going great. And if that is you, I just think you're awesome. Keep that positive vibe going. But there's somebody who's also watching this video who's having a rough day. And if you are that person and you're having a rough day, I want you to know that I think that you're amazing. And I want you to know it's going to get better. It will get better, and you are awesome. And I'm talking to you. I know you might be thinking to yourself, well, it's not talking to me. Get that thought right out of your head. I am talking to you. I think that you're awesome. And I know that you might be having a rough time right now. I just want you to know it's going to get better, guys. It is going to get better. Okay, let's continue on with the video. Okay, new background, new topic. Let's talk about the individual lightning lanes, the ILL. What is the individual lightning lane? An individual lightning lane is when you purchase a separate little pass to allow you to skip to the front of the line. Only a few attractions have it. Rise the Resistance, Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway, Radiator Racers, the Cars Ride. Those have the individual lightning lanes, and you can purchase them. You do not have to be using the Genie Plus for that to do this. And keep in mind, Genie Plus doesn't work in those particular attractions. So if you buy Genie Plus, you're not going to be able to use it, get a reservation for the Rise of Resistance because it doesn't use that. Also, just so you know, not all attractions are used for the Genie Plus. They cost, it's variable, anywhere from $7 to $20 per person. Cars, Radiator Racers cost anywhere from $7 to $14 on average. Minnie and Mickey's, that's $14 to $20 on average, and Rise is $14 to $20 on average, depending how busy the day is. So, if you're really interested in running Rise or Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway, you don't have to actually use Genie Plus. You just buy the individual Lightning Lane Pass, you go in the app, click on that little thing, and then redeem your ticket and go ride their attraction, skip right to the front of the attraction. No Genie Plus, it's individual Lightning Lane. It's different. Now, for those individual lightning lanes, you can only purchase 2 of them a day. 2 a day. So that's the maximum you do, 2 different attractions. And to be clear, for those attractions that have the individual lightning lanes, there is no Genie Plus. So you have to buy Genie. If you want to use Genie Plus to ride like Indiana Jones, It's a Small World, Space Mountain, that's Genie Plus. And then if you want to go on Rise, you have to buy the ILL. 2 different things, 2 different purchases. So it can kind of start adding up if you have a family of 4. And so you might, if you're worried about that, then you might just want to purchase individual lightning lanes for the attractions you really want, or you might just do Genie. Or if you don't care, then get both of them. Now, before we continue on this video, I want to just take a brief moment to want to talk to moms and dads, and grandmas, grandpas, and aunts and uncles. For those of you who are planning a trip to come down to Disneyland, it can be a little bit stressful, right? Because you're spending your money that you've worked for, and it's I understand that. And when you come down to this vacation, you want to make sure that you maximize your time, get as many attractions as you can, that you eat the best food, that you have a lot of fun memories with your family, because it's a lot of money, right? And I understand it, so it's going to be a little bit, that causes a lot of stress. I just want you to know that you are amazing and that you are awesome. And the years and years down the road, your children won't remember like how many rides that you rode or like all the food that you ate. You know what they will remember? They will remember you spending time with them. That's the most important thing. I just want you to know that. And your vacation is going to be amazing. It is, 100%. Now, I'm going to tell you about the Holy Grail, the unicorn. What you wish happens when you have a Genie Plus. This is a secret that most people do not know. Very few people know this. But luckily, you're subscribed to Provost Park Pass, so you get all these cool secrets. If you ever have Genie Plus, and you go on and you see that attraction is down, let's say Space Mountain is down for whatever reason, then what you want to do is you immediately want to try to select that attraction and get your wait time, because if your wait time expires and the ride's not back up, then guess what? They will then give you a ticket to allow you to go ride anything that you want to go ride except for Rise, Cars, and Web Slingers and Peter Pan. Other than that, you can go on a whole bunch of different attractions, even if they don't have the lightning lane. For example, Alice in Wonderland. What? I see the Space Mountain's down. I quickly go select it, and then it'll come back up, and hopefully it doesn't come back up, which sounds weird. And then my time expires. I'm gonna get that ticket to go back and to use any attraction that I want. Then immediately what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go select select Space Mountain again because it's still closed and I haven't used my original first try, and just hopefully keep getting those tickets of ride whatever you want to ride. Yeah, not a lot of people know that. That's an amazing secret. So, So if you ever see a ride close, that's what you're doing. Here's another little thing that most people don't talk about the Genie Plus. You get the photo pass. You know how at the end of the ride, some rides take photos? If you have the Genie Plus, those photos are included. And any character photos that you get with a photographer, those photos are also included. It's a nice little perk. I hope you find this video helpful and that you were able to learn some new things. And when you go on your vacation, I hope you have a fantastic time. Now, I don't know if you know this. Did you know that here at Provost Park Pass, we do 3 videos a week. We do all kinds of cool things. We do trivia, we do history, all kinds of things about Disney. We teach you ways to save money. We do hotel things, all kinds of things like that. So hit that subscribe button, and in that way, you'll be subscribed to all this amazing content. Particularly when you come down on a vacation, you'll be able to walk around and tell people all these cool facts. And people are like, where did you learn that? Just be like, born with it, baby. Born with it. Just want you to know you're amazing. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Genie Plus is fun to use. It's a little bit confusing, but it makes the lines go faster. So that's why we did this video. Don't forget, you can't use Genie Plus for individual lightning lanes. Those are separate costs. So don't get confused by that. Hope you have a good time. Bye.